All right. It is Lambo's World of Sports featuring Sideline Sports Network featuring the Big Brother. College football week 5. I accidentally put week 4, but it's whatever. Week 5. Um, Notre Dame on the road versus Duke after blowing the game against Ohio State, having 10 guys on the field. I'm over that game. It doesn't really hurt my soul, but Duke is not a team you want to sleep on. Second-year head coach Mike Elko, who has Duke undefeated right now. And Riley Leonard is all the talk when it comes to Duke quarterback spot. Now, Notre Dame did something great in bringing in Wake Forest transfer in Sam Hartman, but it gets to a point in time where Notre Dame has to win the rest of the games to even get into a college football playoff, to at least be the top 5 teams. They blew that against Ohio State. I'm still disappointed, but I'm going to pick Notre Dame to win this game, but I'm just not very confident because we couldn't get the run game going last week. The throwing game was somewhat mid. The play calling towards the end, we find ways to lose games. I'm not going to sleep on Duke because Duke did beat a great Clemson team, or, they're great, but they beat Clemson, which nobody expected that to happen because I didn't pick Duke to beat Clemson. But I have some concerns for Notre Dame. The defense is great, but offensively, they have to score more than 14 points to beat Duke, and Duke has the home crowd. This is a game to watch out for. This could be a potential upset. I don't see Notre Dame losing 2 games in a row, but it's potential. And like I said, I was nervous about them against NC State. They were struggling. They won the game in the third, fourth quarter. This could be one of those games. But Fighting Irish, I think they only win by 7 points, 24-17. I think Duke's a great defensive team.
They are a great defensive team. They're 3rd in the country right now in passing yards allowed per game. They're only allowing 143, I should say, but they're allowing 133 rushing yards. So I do think that Audric Estime bounces back from last week where it wasn't his best week. He didn't play bad by any means, but it definitely wasn't like his best showing. And it wasn't Sam's best showing either. Like, percentage-wise and everything, he threw the ball fine, but nothing was really, happening past the point of that first point of contact with the defender. They couldn't get anything popping, like long plays or anything like that. I think this game is their chances at a rebound, So it's going to be tough. Duke has a good secondary. They're good at defending the pass. They're a little bit worse at defending the run, but 133 is kind of leaving the door open for one of the best running backs in college football, in my opinion, and one of the better O-lines as well. And that's not to, shit on Duke's D-line or anything, but that seems to be the window of opportunity here. If they want to convincingly win this game, they're going to have to get stuff done on the ground, just considering how good Duke is at defending the pass. But I don't think that the Duke pass defense is better than Sam Hartman is at quarterback. Like, they've played great so far, but I don't think they've played a quarterback like Sam Hartman yet. He's a surgeon out there, dude. He puts the ball precisely where it needs to be. He doesn't put the ball in danger. And the Ohio State loss is tough. We talked about that already. It is tough, but this isn't Ohio State that we're playing. Now, they're 4-0, so don't get me wrong. They're a really good team, and I agree with you. Riley Leonard is talked about in NFL circles as a great prospect coming up in the next couple of years. So, all credit to Duke. I just think, the level of these teams is different. Duke is allowing 143 through the air, yes. Notre Dame is allowing 149. So it's not like one team's pass defense is way better than the other. Notre Dame's is damn near just as good as Duke's, and I think I trust the quarterback play at Notre Dame in Sam Hartman better than I trust Riley Leonard, who is having a great season. But, the Notre Dame team is allowing 111 yards on the ground, and Duke doesn't have a running back to the level of Audric Estime. So I think if we're just going off matchups, which position group do you trust more down the list, I'm taking Notre Dame. So I don't think this one it's going to be close in the first half. I agree, but I do see Notre Dame pulling away in the second half.
Well, Notre Dame, in order for you to have my hopes up, you got to win this game. This is one of the games you have to win. You play the ACC teams. It's going to be tougher down the road. You play Clemson 4 weeks down the road, so this is a game you have to win. If you go 3-2, your playoff hopes is over, and you better just hope for a New Year's Six bowl. But I feel like the Fighting Irish have a great chance of competing for the college football playoff because there will be some teams that will fall out the top 10 and the top 5. But the next game we're going to get into is another SEC matchup, South Carolina versus Tennessee. By the way, South Carolina did beat Tennessee last year. This is kind of two different teams. You have a new quarterback, Joe Milton. You still have Spencer Rattler, which, we've never been highly sold of, especially QB1 when they released it for the very first time. Not on Netflix, when they released it on like a website called like 90 Go or something like that when it very, very, very first came out on a different website. Will the Gamecocks come back? They're sitting at 2-2, and Tennessee is at 3-1 after the loss to Florida. We will express the opinions of what we think and who we're going to pick. But Lambo Sports, Silent Sports Network will tune in for South Carolina versus Tennessee.